This video is to show you how to input a student application. So the first thing you're going to do when you log into Salesforce is go to Create New Contact. You're going to select Student and Continue. You're going to leave account name blank. You'll just enter the first name, last name. You'll pick the affiliated CoachArt office. You'll leave this all blank. You'll put in the address. You're going to leave these blank. They'll automatically populate when you enter the application. Phone number, this phone field is really important because that's what our system sends text messages from. So you'll want to put the cell number here, and then you'll repeat it again for parent guardian 1 mobile. Student mobile you usually leave blank unless they give that to you. You'll put in the parent one's name, relationship. If they do give you a home phone number, you'll put it down here. Email is going to go in 2 places. It's going to go down here in parent guardian 1 email, so we know whose email that is. And then you put it up here because these 2 fields are the ones that all of our automated systems pull from. So you'll make sure to fill this email here. That's really important as well. And then the language preference of the family if they give it to you. If they enter another parent or guardian on the application, just fill out all that information here. You're going to put in the birthday of the student. Let's go with that. Select a gender, language preference of the student, and then if they speak another language, you could put it here for the student. Family income, if they provide you with that information, you'd put it here, number of people in household, and ethnicity. You'll check in the application and see if they have the participation consent release form, which is just the general liability form, and you put the date that they signed that. You'll check this box if they did the page that has little initials and all of our rules and regulations and things like that. And then the media consent, even if they chose that they don't want to release the media consent, but they still signed it, you would check this box and just make a note, did not give consent. The only time you would leave this blank is if they just forgot to fill out that page. If they gave consent, you just wouldn't put any notes in there and then put the date that they filled it out. Referral source, you'll pick whatever they put there. And then the specific person, you could look up here. So if I referred them, you could link it to me. You press this little magnifying glass, it'll show you all the options that match that particular person. If it's not in there, just put it in the referral source notes. So if you look the person up and they're not there, just put it here. Same thing with hospital. So if they're from CHLA, they're in our system, so you could select that, but if they're not, just write it in this notes section. Emergency contact, they should have at least 1, and you would put the information here, relationship, and phone number. Okay, and then you would select any activities that that particular student chose to learn. Just scroll back, make sure everything's good, and you can either save it up here or save it down here. So that's page 1. The next thing that you'll want to do is create a medical information sheet, and that is right here. So click New Medical Information Sheet like this, and you'll leave contact blank. Date of onset, if they tell you when they were diagnosed, you'd put that date. If it's a patient, select patient, and then you'll be able to choose a diagnosis. If there's a specific diagnosis, like let's say they pick cancer and then they say it's lymphoma, that's how you use those 2 fields. You'll check to see if the doctor's consent is completed. If it is, check yes. If it's not there, check no. And then you would if it is completed, you would write down the activities that were cleared, or any activities they say they can't participate in, go down here. put the date the doctor's consent was signed, and any notes that the doctor may have given. Hydrated. Then you're going to see if they have any limitations. If they do, you'll select them by double clicking here, or you can just highlight and press the arrow to pull it over. Emotional issues like ADD or gets nervous, anything they put there, you put there. And then anything that doesn't fit in any of these other fields, you could put here. Everything else here you'll leave blank. Hospital where they're receiving treatment, you'd put doctor's name, doctor's phone number, doctor's fax number if they have it, doctor's email. You'd also fill in if they give you social workers information or the specialist information, put it here. Medications you'd put here, like I think albuterol is a asthma medication, 2 puffs as needed. So whatever information they give you here, fill out medications. Allergies, if there's none listed, put none. And then if they do have allergies, you would go ahead and list them here. And then if they say they have any medical devices, put that here. If they're still receiving treatment, click that box. If they're, for example, in remission from cancer, you'd put the date of the last treatment. Just pick today's date for the last time you updated this medical information sheet and hit save. Now it's going to take you back to the medical information sheet, but you actually want to go back to the students page. So you would go here and you could access the student page, or in your recent items, you could access it here. So you just click on that, it'll take you back to the contact page, which is where you'll continue entering this application. So the next thing you're going to want to do is open an activity. This is where our program managers take notes and everything. So you'll select programs task from there, hit continue, and just put matching category new to program and save that. And then I actually think we're about done with this application. But sometimes you'll get a sibling application. So if you only have a sibling application, you'll want to search for the student that matches with them. But if you're just entering them right in a row, you'd already be on one of the siblings, and you just go into the household. So you would click the account name, and then you would add another contact to that household, and that is one way we link them together. So you'd pick new contact, student, and then you'd fill out all the information for the sibling here. I'm not going to actually fill everything out just for the sake of time. I'm just going to select the required fields, and then I'm going to show you the last step you would do. So you would just fill out the siblings application just like the patient's application, including medical sheet. You would just select that they're a sibling and put in just the primary care doctor as opposed to all of the information that the patient would have. You would also open an activity for the sibling, same thing, new to program. So you'd go through all the same steps. And then at the very end, you'd want to link everybody together so it's really clear that there's a sibling by clicking this relationship. So the way I do is I hover over relationships. And for any of these things, you can either hover and then go down to what you want, or you can scroll down. There's also relationships down here. You'd pick new relationship. You look up the person you just entered, and then you'd say that they are siblings, which is here. And then once you do that, and you go back into the contact, you'll see in clear view that there's a relationship here, and this test is sibling tests sibling, if that all makes sense. So just let me know if you have any questions along the way, but I think that should do it. So good luck, and send your first application my way once you complete it. And I think that's it.